Born ready. What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of You're Gonna Be Okay. I'm the host, Tone D Mack. As always, I got a special guest in the building. Give it up for my boy, Micheal Colon.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's up?
What's up, Mike? How you feeling?
Dude, doing good, man. I got some coffee with me. Got some water with me. I'm ready to go, dude.
Water and coffee, that does not sound like a good combo. It's like, it has to be separate. One or the other.
Just be pushing it through my system even quicker.
Yeah. I feel sorry for his stomach.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? Actually, Mike today he is going to be the host of the podcast today. I'm doing something different. Mike is actually interviewing me, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Genius idea. So I'm gonna let you do your hosting duties. I'm gonna be in the background. Being a guest on my own fucking podcast. I don't know how that works out, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the You're Gonna Be Okay podcast. I'm your host, Micheal Colon, as always. And no, man, we thought that we'd do a little treat. Tone's been doing this podcast for a minute. And he's always interviewing people. He's always getting some good interviews going on, and we thought that we'd do a little treat where everybody can kind of listen in and get to know who is Tone D Mack. So I figured first off, first question, dude,
Sure.
Who is Tone D Mack? Tell me your story, dude. Where you from? Where you from?
I'm originally from Maryland, MD. I live in Oceanside now. That's where I'm from, I guess you can say that.
Yeah. So born and raised out there, and then you moved to San Diego. About how long ago did you move to San Diego?
Moved to San Diego 2019.
Sick. What brought you out here?
Doing comedy. So I had a friend who lived out here who was like, yo, you're doing comedy out in Maryland, just come out to the West Coast. I've never been to the West Coast, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I was like, you know what, let me try it. Let me go out there and see what happens,
Yeah.
So
sick.
A little road trip. You drove out here.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
How long was that drive?
2 days.
2
days.
Damn.
So we had a couple people drive different parts. So
Yeah.
I remember I went to sleep and I woke up in New Mexico. I was just like, where the fuck are we at? Like, if you ever been to New Mexico, you just know it just looks like them old Western towns.
Yeah.
No, like they live in the Stone Age, bro. Like I woke up like, where the fuck are we at? You know what I'm saying?
Cowboy hats and boots, just
bro, like
cooking meth on the side.
We also stopped in, so I went back to sleep and I woke up in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And during the Oklahoma trip, me personally, I just felt like they don't like black people there. That's just my personal opinion, because I was in the KFC and the lady looked at me. She gave me the vibe that now you're not supposed to be here. And I was like, yeah, let's get our food and get the fuck out of here. Like, that's how I felt. But,
hell no, dude. Yeah. Now it reminds me of the Chappelle bit where he goes into the place and he's like, you want some fried chicken? And it's like fucking
just like, yeah, chop. Like,
yeah.
That's one of my favorite bits. But yeah, we drove here and then we ended up in Oceanside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I kind of just stayed, so fuck Oceanside.
Yeah, dude. I mean, freaking Oceanside is dope. San Diego's a cool ass city.
Dude, like, I've had so many experiences here, which is like very crazy to like, I've never been, so never been to the West Coast, which I thought was pretty cool. I started doing stuff like, went surfing for the first time last year. I got into like nature and like hiking and shit. Like, fuck does that,
Yeah. Can't really do that up in Maryland too much.
You can, but during the wintertime it gets cold. So I can go hike all year long here,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like different. But you can still go hiking and stuff, but you just had to like drive out and like find stuff,
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, sick.
So yeah, I'm here, Maryland, San Diego. Maryland is my heart though. That's my city for real. But,
yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I mean, for me, for the listeners, I'm born and raised out in Hawaii, and I'm like the same exact way. Like San Diego, I'm posted here, for the time being. But like, yeah, man, when I go back home, like I just feel my bones reconnecting with the ground out there.
It's different, I was just there August to September. So I was kind of out there. I was like, yeah, this is what home feels like. But sometimes you got to venture out and go other places to kind of see a different part of the world.
Yeah, you got to grow.
Yeah,
baby bird's got to jump out of the nest, spread its wings.
At some point,
Yeah.
Luckily, I wasn't pushed. I wasn't pushed. I was, I kind of made a decision to say, you know what, I'm just gonna get out of there. And like, even my friends now, when I go back, it's like, yo, that move was actually good for you.
Yeah.
because they could see, like, it's good when your friends can see the growth.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, so that was really, really dope. Like, one of my friends like, yo, bro, I see the growth in you. I see what you're doing out there. It's like, just keep going, bro.
Yeah. Do you feel that growth happening too?
I feel it happening. I feel it happening, but it's like, it's long. Because, like, growing, it's like, it's not like an overnight process.
Yeah.
You know, you have to kind of keep growing, keep continuing to grow. And it's like when you plant the seed, it doesn't produce fruit, you know, anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to just keep going through the motions and stuff like that. But what's funny, I looked at a video the other day from 2018, from me doing stand-up 2018.
Yo.
And I was like, I was trash. But I looked at it, I was like, okay, so I actually see the growth in like where I was 2018 when I first started doing stand-up till now, 2023, you know, going into 2024. I was like, okay, so there's a big growth aspect of it that I'm actually seeing in myself, which I'm actually proud of.
Yeah. And once you look back, you can kind of recognize.
See, I don't like to look back. I like to just keep moving forward. You know, but that sometimes you do have to look back to see how far you come. But I'm always like, just keep going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't look back. I just keep going. You know, what happens. Just keep moving forward. Look to the future, I guess.
Yeah. So, you know, we talked a little bit about stand-up right there, but I mean, you're the type of guy where like you're generally into the arts. I mean, you know, with comedy, with music, with acting, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. Thinking back to when you were a kid, like before you were 13 years old, what was the first art form that got your attention? Maybe it could be something that you jumped into, could be something you were like just a fan of and like started to love.
It would probably have to be like rap music, like music in a sense. That was probably like the first thing. I remember I used to write rhymes in a sense. I used to write like little raps. I was like, at one point I wanted to be a rapper, but you know, that's just not realistic in a sense. It's not realistic. I mean, I probably could, but it wasn't realistic at that time. But I used to just write, and then that transferred into me writing poetry. So that was very dope. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, I did some poetry at Mic Drop and stuff like that or whatever, but I think rap was like the first thing I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, who the...
Y'all throwing shit? What's up?
We got a little love note from next door. Are you guys hosting a podcast? I'm a host too, if you want to follow each other. Shout out to @String Theory Podcast next door.
The String Theory
Hey, what's up, String Theory next door?
You're our neighbors. That's very random. You could have just said hi, you know?
Add a number or something. No, we'll come knock on your door about 45 minutes and we're all done out here. Yeah.
But that's it. Kind of started there. It kind of started at that age where I remember I was like, you know what, I enjoy music, you know. So that's kind of the first thing I gravitated towards.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and then eventually it became stand up, because I had a knack for making people laugh, and I wasn't like intentionally trying to make people laugh, but I know people would just find things I do funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, you know.
Got that natural funny too.
Yeah. And that's where it started, bro, honestly. So rap, and then now comedy, acting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to entertain.
Got you.
But I think I always wanted to entertain more of like when I was younger, I used to, which was really weird, I used to watch credits.
To movies?
Yeah. So after the movie would go up, I want to know who the person is. So I remember the first movie I did that with was Liar Liar.
Okay.
So I watched Liar Liar, and I was like, dude, I love this movie. I used to watch it all the time, VHS, and then I would watch it, and I was like, fuck, dude, who's this dude? Jim Carrey. I was like, oh, Jim Carrey. And I started seeing him. I watched The Mask, and I was like, oh, this dude is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one of the first people I was like, yo, this dude's funny.
Yeah.
That's where I started, bro.
Sick.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So nowadays, you know, like, I mean, comedy, of course, you know, music, you got your poetry. Are there any, like, weird arts? And what I mean when I say weird is just, like, you know, outside of the zeitgeist, maybe not in pop culture, you know, something where, like, if you told somebody, like, oh, yeah, I'm into that, you know, they'd be like, whoa, that's different. That's something that... Like
another art form? Or
yeah. So, like, for me, for example, something that I dig is calligraphy, you know.
What's that?
Calligraphy is kind of like, you know, when people got, like, the fancy pens and then, like, they make the really pretty handwriting, people use it at, like, weddings, things like that. Or just even just like hand lettering, you know. So like if they make like sick like signs outside of a coffee shop, it's written all fancy with like the ribbon type of designs, things like I like that. I used to dabble in it when I was in college because I thought it was like really cool, right? So that's something where like, you know, people kind of dig it, but it's not exactly something that's at the forefront of people's minds. So is there anything like that you're into?
I don't know. I just tried different art forms, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have to necessarily be good at it. Like for me, I like painting. Yeah. And like I just paint. I like at my house I have a whole bunch of like paintings that I've done like throughout the years, but they're not good. Yeah. I just like painting, dude. Yeah. It's like, they're not like, I don't want people to look at them. Don't go search for them. Don't come to my house and be like, let me see this. No, they're not good, bro. But I enjoy it for like myself, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of see like putting the colors together on paper and like kind of just freehanding it. It's like, it's more for me, you know, it's not for anybody else. That's something I just personally like doing. Totally. So that's like my art form of like expression, coloring. Like I like to color and I like to paint, bro. Like people don't know I do that. I just do it when I can, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've known you for how long, and I didn't even know that.
No, dude, like that's honestly when I, you know, do like dates or whatever. I'm like, yes, I have a whole bunch of like canvases. And,
oh, that's where it is. That's what
I have like canvases, and I'll have like, you know, like make a sipping paint. You know, buy some wine, bro. Easy, bro. It's easy peasy.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things to do.
Let's paint something together. And just get a little cozy and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, why not? I love that, bro. That's something I honestly enjoy. Just like, if it's not, because it's something I can just do by myself. I don't have to have anybody else. I don't have to have like a microphone. I can just paint and have fun, you know. That's my thing. So that's like my, outside of like, people don't know I do stand up or whatever. Like, painting. I'm not good, but so don't think that if you ask me to paint something, I'm terrible. But I'm honest about my terrible painting. But I like it.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do you like to paint? Is there like a particular style or like topic, ocean, animals?
Just paint, bro. I just put paint on the paper and kind of see where it goes. I don't have no thought process behind it. There's like literally just, what am I feeling? If I want to do green ocean, I'll do the green, whatever, bro. I said green ocean, but if I want to do the ocean, I'll just paint, bro. It's no particular thing. It's just something where I feel like I can just express on paper or on a canvas. Put things together. Like, cause you see some of these paintings, bro, they be like $7,000 for this piece of shit. Like, what the like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here, fam? Like, if I want to do like one of my paintings, price $700.
Yeah,
$700 for my painting, even though it's trash. But buy it.
Hey, I mean, it's expression, right? I mean, and if it speaks to somebody and they find that value, why not? I mean, $700 in the pocket, dude.
Bro, you go to these shops, bro. They be like, oh, $300, $700, $1,000 for the painting, bro. Like, who the fuck painted this shit, bro? Like, it's not good. But hey, if you can make a living making shitty paintings, I'm all with it. You feel me? I'm with it too. Hopefully one day somebody was like, you know what, this shitty painting, $30.
$30 is $30. I mean, buy me a Pokeball with that thing, dude. Dude, that's my metric, dude. I gauge everything on terms of like, all right, how many Pokeballs can I get with this thing?
That's my favorite Pokeballs.
Yeah, so awesome. Shout out to Hawaiian Fresh Seafood out in Mira Mesa, Liberty Station. Best spicy ahi in San Diego.
It's a spicy ahi.
Dude, that's my number one, dude. Yeah, no. I get that. Sick. Okay, cool. So this podcast is called, name of it is You're Gonna Be Okay.
You're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay. I mean, I think that's a reminder that everybody needs, certainly at certain points of their life more than others.
See?
You know, what does that statement mean for you? Like deep down, where did that come from?
So, I'll give you the backstory. So one day I was like, I want to make a podcast. All right. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't have a name for it or anything like that. And so I was like, I went into Anchor, and it was like, oh, you know, start putting my information. It's like, well, you need a title for the podcast. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna call this podcast. You know, I didn't have any idea what I wanted to call it. And eventually, I waited like 20 minutes, and something came to my head. Was like, you're gonna be okay. And I was just like, I like that. And that's literally what I didn't have. It was no thought process behind it. It was just like, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And that's literally what happened. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just roll with that and see where it goes. And kind of people started to catch on. I was like, you know what? thank you. I am gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's my podcast name. You can go ahead and like follow that. Like, I would tell people, it's like, yeah, I got a podcast. Like, what's it called? You're gonna be okay. Thank you. I'm like, nah, and you can follow the podcast too, you know. So that's really where it came from. But for me, is at the end of the day, I always feel like we're always gonna be all right. You know, we're always gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to like stress about things. We go through things in life, but at the end of the day, like you always make out. You know what I'm saying? You always.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
Totally.
You know, so that's really the message behind it. It's always like shit happens, but then we go through shit and then shit gets better. It's like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. That's just life. Nothing's like linear. It's always up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah. No, I like to think that. You know, like shit happens in life. It's just a natural part of life. It's just a natural part of being human. But things that work out for good. Like there's always sort of that slant towards, you know, like you keep pushing, you keep being resilient, you keep doing the good work, you keep positioning yourself well, you keep your posture right, you keep aiming to make good decisions, and certainly at the end of it all, like things, even the shittiest thing,
right,
can work out for good.
It always works itself out. Like, and I just had that mentality. Like, it's always gonna work itself out, no matter how bad it gets. Because I've been through some of like the worst shit in my life, and I always feel like, you know what, like when I look back at it, it's not as bad as I made it out to be. You know what I'm saying? At the time, oh yeah, I was fucked up. You know, shit was bad.
Yeah.
You know? But now, like when you go through it, you be in a better place. You be like, you know what, what happened to me was actually, I needed that, and it was good for me. And now I'm a stronger person because of that thing. You know.
Yeah. Now
I'm here and I'm way better. Totally. Now I can go through the same shit and I can get through it way better now. Because I've been through it, you know. Yeah. So you're gonna be okay if you didn't know.
Yeah, you're gonna be okay. Yeah, that big old cloud. It might be a big old shitty cloud, but there's a silver lining to it. You're gonna get stronger. You're gonna learn. You'll be able to walk other people through it when they're going through it.
Exactly.
You're gonna be okay.
You need the rain sometimes. You know, you need the rain. Rain makes things grow. Yeah. And if you don't have rain, you go through a drought, you're gonna die.
Yeah. California knows that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have you need to go through things. You need to go through things in life to kind of like build yourself up. Like if you've never been through anything, I feel sorry for you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel sorry if you've never been through anything, everything was always handed to you, you don't know what it's like to struggle, then I feel sorry for when some real shit actually happens, you know what I'm saying? Some real like life shit. Because it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless if you like it or not, it's gonna happen, but you still have to be able to maintain and get through it. So.
Yeah. If you feel comfortable with it, like, do you have a story about, like, you know, a shitty situation, one of the times when life was just hammering you the fuck down, like, and then that phrase really was one of the things that helped to carry you through?
I'll say, so this was 2015. 2015, I was like super depressed, dude. Super depressed. And it was a moment in my life where I was just like, I would consider this probably the lowest I've ever been in my life. Like, and I've had a low year this year, but that year it was just a very low year for me because like I felt like nothing could get better in a sense, you know, like super unhappy, super depressed, super like I had no motivation to do anything. Like there's one of those where I was like, dude, like I could like fall off the face of the planet Earth and nobody would care. That's how I felt inside. Like I didn't care about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no cares in the world because I felt so empty inside. And that was one of those moments like, fuck, dude. And I look back now, I was like, I've come a long way from that. But during that time, I wanted to figure out why I was so unhappy because like the things that we're told in life, like, bro, I went out, I was working a job, had my own apartment, I bought a brand new car, fresh out the lot, like car had 13 miles on it, bro. Like that's how. So apartment, car, but I wasn't happy, bro. Just wasn't happy. Like I felt like at that time I was really adulting in life, but I didn't have like outside of like work, I did nothing else. You know, I was like 20 something, you know, going out drinking every night, and I just wasn't happy, dude. And I can really say like, dude, and then to the point where like I was severely depressed, like everybody's like, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I don't want to go out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to figure out what's wrong with me. Like me Googling, I had to Google why am I sad, dude? Like, that's how, like, I was so sad, bro. Like, I had to, like, Google, why am I sad? Just like,
I'm feeling lucky. Nah, not today.
yeah. But it was like, what do I do to make myself better? But that kind of pushed me in that direction of, like, I don't ever want people to feel the way that I felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at a low, bro. And, like, so when people are dealing with, like, depression, shit like that, like, somebody, they might commit suicide or something like that, and it's like, I felt that, bro. Like, I personally would never do it, you know what I'm saying, like that, but I got to that point where I was like, I could do it, and, like, I wouldn't even care. You know? So that was one of those ones, like, low, bro. Super low.
Yeah.
But eventually, I kind of, like, started to get myself back together. I started to, like, find things that I enjoyed doing. That's when I started doing comedy videos on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's where I started. Actually, that's where I started at, bro.
Yeah.
Comedy videos on Facebook. And kind of was like, okay, I like doing this, you know. So and then eventually got me to do comedy and stuff like that. So that's where it kind of, I was like, all right, I kind of found something I like doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had no things outside of work.
Yeah.
That really I wasn't happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, went to college, you know, I did everything. So move out to your parents' house, go to college, get your own car, get your own apartment. What else?
Yeah. Doing all the things that
life
tells you.
Yeah. And it just wasn't happy.
Yeah. No, I get that, dude. I mean, I know I've definitely had friends. I've definitely seen people kind of, you know, maybe they don't even recognize it in themselves, but I see them in that same rut.
Yeah.
You know.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But you have to find things in your life that give you some satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? You just can't work a job and get in a rat race of paying bills, you know, like keeping up with the Joneses in a sense. Like, you have to find things that you enjoy doing in life, you know, because I feel like at that point you're living for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? We have this purpose. We all came here for a purpose, and we need to, like, live in that purpose. But if we don't have that purpose, it's kind of, we just live in limbo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people live in limbo, bro. It's like, okay, wake up, go to work, get off work, Friday, Saturday, party it out, go Sunday, recover, back to work Monday. That's everybody's reality, dude.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah, definitely does. You gotta find something that recharges your battery, something that gets you stoked, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, that was when I started doing the videos on Facebook, but eventually led to me doing comedy. But that that helped me get through it in a sense. It helped me, like, recharge my battery. Like, it got me inspired to, like, okay, live life again, because I had to research for things that I like doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it was. I had to research for, like, refine myself in a sense. Like, that depression really taught me a lot about life.
Yeah.
It's, like, insanely crazy. I was like, I think back now, like, fuck, dude. Like I was at a low, bro. Like a low.
Yeah.
Really, like, sad, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't really tell people about it. I don't really talk about it because it's like, for me, it was like something that I was dealing with. Like, people didn't know I was dealing with it, but I was like, and then it got to a point where I, like, had to move back with my parents. You know what I'm saying? Move back with my parents, end up crashing my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you hear, and then you move back. Your parents like, fuck, dude, did I do something wrong? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you, like, we want to be an adult so bad. When we were younger, we want to be adults so bad. And then when you actually become an adult, you're like, this shit fucking sucks, dude. This shit's horrible, dog.
Yeah.
So bad. But now I'm like, I'm okay now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at a better headspace. Like, any problem I have now, I can always deal with it now.
Yeah.
Just because I went through that issue, that problem where I was at the lowest point. I don't ever feel like it could ever be, like, anything that happened in life right now, I don't think it would ever be out. I will never be as low as I was at that point.
Yeah.
Ever. Because I just know how to deal with problems now. I have, like, methods in which when I'm at a low, I know what to do now.
Yeah.
You know.
What are some of those methods?
Some methods now, I do yoga. So yoga for me is, like, I think that's the thing that I do now the most.
Yeah.
Where I need to get grounded. I need to, like, get back into my body. It keeps me being present because, like, it helps me deal with the stresses of life. You know what I'm saying? Breathing, always breathe, bro. So breathing, journaling too.
Yeah.
So those are just little things that I do to kind of get me in a good space, bro. Because like for the last, I would say, 3 weeks, I've been on this, like, yoga kick. I don't know why, but I've been on this yoga kick for the last 3 weeks, bro. Where I'm, like, doing yoga like regularly every day, and it's like it helps so much. It gives me mental clarity, bro. Like I needed that mental clarity.
Totally.
So now it's like, so any issue now I can kind of handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that comes, even when I'm super stressed out, I do some yoga. All right, back 20 minutes of yoga, bro. All right, let's get to it. What we need to accomplish, what we need to tackle today.
Yeah.
But that's for me. It's like it helps so much.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I mean, I just came out of a pretty rough year and a half myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some pretty gnarly stuff in my personal life was going down. But like, I feel like in going through the challenges, you find out how strong you really are.
Yeah.
And then you develop those new tools. And you know, everybody's got their tools. Everybody's got to find out what those tools are for them.
Right.
You know, because I mean, I think that there's some general tools that are real good for, you know, generally everybody that will at least get them started on their right journey. You know, things like therapy, things like journaling, things like breathing.
Yeah,
you know,
breathing is
sure.
I want to learn more breathing techniques. One thing I learned is like it's called like dragon's breath or whatever.
Dragon's breath.
Yeah.
Want to let you spit fire too, or?
If I could, you know, I would try to spit fire. But like I've learned that like a few months back. So it was like I did a yoga practice, and he was like, "We're gonna do dragon's breath." And I was like, "The fuck is that?" And so it's like these deep breathing exercises, but it helps, bro.
Yeah.
Like people don't realize how much just little things, even just going outside and getting 30 minutes of sunshine, bro.
Totally.
That helps. Like that's what. So in my depression, I would find little things to make me happy, right?
Love
so
it. Yeah.
One thing I did was I used to walk my dog a lot. Just walk my dog, get some sunshine. But those like 45 minutes of me walking my dog was like the joy of my day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I would go back in the house and be sad again. but then it was like I would enjoy those moments because it was like, okay, it's time for me to get outside and I can kind of like feel myself again, bro. Like, so just the sunshine aspect of it, you gotta get. I call it vitamin sun, honestly. Vitamin sun. Get your vitamin sun because it helps.
Yeah.
Like we don't realize why we're depressed. Like, because I had to ask myself, well, why am I depressed?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I sad?
Yeah.
I had to ask myself these questions.
Yeah.
I didn't have an answer, but I kind of figured I was like, well, I feel depressed and sad because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more in life. I'm supposed to be doing more. I feel like I'm not. Like I'm sad because I'm not doing the things that I want to do.
You had an expectation on yourself.
Not an expectation, but when you know you're not living your full potential, that's when you get sad.
Yeah.
When you're not living in your purpose, when you're doing things for the gratification of others and not yourself.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? That's why most people are unhappy because they're doing things to impress other people and not themselves. So I found myself in that position, bro, where I was just like, I'm not happy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
And that gets old. You can't make everybody else happy. Like, how are you gonna do that, right?
Make yourself
impossible.
happy. That's my biggest lesson of this year is making myself happy, because like when I'm happy, I know my happiness is infectious to others.
Yeah.
So why not do myself first?
Yeah.
And everybody else can be happy around me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Be like, because when I'm fucked up and I'm sad, bro, I don't get away from me. I don't want to be around those people. Like I'm not one of those people who's miserable and like to make other people miserable. Like when I'm miserable, let me just be miserable by myself, and then I'll come back eventually and I'll be out. But I hate people that are miserable and then take their misery out on other people.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, they're trying to find their happiness by dragging other people down.
Correct.
So they feel like, well, at least I'm above them. It's like, nah, son, like you.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's so messed up. But that's for me, where I'm just like, I'm that person where I'm like, let me be. I'll eventually figure it out. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So
yeah, you got to find your happiness for yourself first, so you can bring that to kind of like on the airplane. They say put your mask on yourself first, right? Get that oxygen, so that way you can help your kids around you.
Right.
Right. Like by finding that sort of that peace, that happiness, you know, in yourself. When you walk into a situation, it's an interesting thing, right? Like with humans, just the way that we mirror body language and energy, right? So like if you're in a conversation with somebody, just by you being happier, they're gonna mirror that and they're gonna start to feel happier. Exactly. They're gonna be more open. And all that. Yeah.
That's my whole thing, bro. Like I at a point where I feel uneasy, I kind of remove myself to kind of get back to in my own space, in my own world. Yeah. And that's what helps me. Like people like, bro, last 3 weeks, bro, talk to nobody, bro. Yeah. I don't want to talk to nobody. I wanted to do my own thing because I felt it, bro. I was like, you know what? I'm getting to a place where I need to make myself happy again. Like the things that I enjoy doing, I'm in this like self love phase right now where like, okay, these are things where I feel like love myself. Like for me, cooking, like I'll make myself a good meal. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I enjoy doing. But it also brings me back to a place of I would always cook with my dad. So it gives me that like that same feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like it's a home feeling because I'm cooking, but also memories of me, you know, cooking with my dad and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Now I was in a similar spot earlier this year where I was like, I was like down in the dumps or whatever, and I was at Costco and I saw an orchid. They were selling orchids, and orchids reminded me of my grandma. It's her favorite flower. It's her favorite plant. She has like 1 billion of them all around her backyard. Yeah. So I bought one. And I took it home, and every time I saw it, I was just like, oh yeah, it's, you know, this kind of reminds me of this like piece of home, you know, this family, this love.
You gotta find those things, bro.
I mean, the damn thing died in like 3 weeks, but you know,
like, you did it, and it made you feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like it made you feel something. Like, bro, I go through periods where I don't feel shit. Like feelings for me are so weird because I don't know where to place feelings at. Yeah. I have a hard time expressing my feelings. So that's like once in a while, like, okay, like how do I express myself in a sense? Hard time. Like I have a whiteboard and it's like a feeling chart. Yeah. So like, what are you feeling today? Happy, sad, mad, frustrated? And I was like, okay, I'm feeling this, and then put it on there. It's like, for me that works.
That's good. Yeah, man. Nah, I mean, feelings. I feel like feelings is something like unless you grew up in a household where, you know, people had the emotional intelligence to be able to identify it and ask you the questions to be able to help you identify. Like if you didn't grow up with that, like you know, hard. It's all just like bubbling around in there. You know, it's kind of just a big old stew of something.
I did not grow up like that. I didn't grow up with being able to express yourself. I didn't grow up in that. And it was weird when I would go to other people's house. And they'd be like hugging their parents, and they would fucking, you know, tell each other they love them and stuff like that. Like, I was like, the yuck. Like that's how I felt. Like, yuck, dude. Like
the parents be giving you the ick.
Yo, like it's so.
I don't want you. I don't want that.
It's so weird, bro. It's like weird. Like, I would like be baffled when I would like go to these people's houses, and I just didn't understand, bro. Like, cause like I'm so used to like my family dynamic. Cause I grew up with my mom and my stepdad. So like we didn't have the best living situation, but it was never a point where I could fully express myself, especially being like black. You know, you express yourself to your parents, you think you're talking back. I was like, no, I'm just saying, bro. It's not. I'm not talking back. I'm like, and you can't be right because if you right, then it was like, well, I'm your parents, you know, type thing.
It's disrespect.
Yeah. So, and I've always been that kid where if I feel that I'm right, I'm right. Yeah. And to them, it's disrespect. Yeah. But I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just kind of expressing myself, but it was always frowned upon. So that's where I kind of gave up to this, where it's like I didn't really express. Yeah. So he's like, "What's wrong?" And it sucked in relationships too with girls because it's like you never express yourself. Bitch, I don't know how. Like I don't know how to fucking. What do you want me to say, bro? Like, it's like it always comes out as anger. Yes, because it's pent up and it's there. Yeah. You know, so it was like that for a while until like I would say like 3 or 4 years ago, where I kind of like, okay, like let me figure out how to like really express myself in a healthy manner, in a healthy way.
Awesome.
So, I've gotten better.
Yeah. Through therapy and things like that, or?
I did a little bit of therapy, but like I like to do things on my own, which is a good and a bad thing. It's good and bad, but I like to like learn about myself through things that I enjoy doing. So it's always a reflection, right? So this girl I was dating at the time, she would always say, "You validate my feelings," right? So what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you mean I invalidate your feelings? But then, you know, another relationship down the line, this girl would say, "You invalidate my feelings," and then like that feeling, when she told me that, it triggered something back. Where I was like, oh, maybe I am invalidating your feelings. Maybe I am. So then I had to take time, like people's feelings are important to them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No matter if I don't feel like I value your feelings, but if you feel like I did, then I did to you. And so I had to kind of come to this like compromise situation where I was like, okay, so how do you feel like I'm invalidating your feelings? So it was like that conversation now, more than blowing up, more than like that's how I learned. I learned by actually doing it instead of like the therapy I did was cool, but I felt like you only could do so much.
Yeah.
You only can do so much because I don't like the pacifying it. I don't like I don't want to be baby. Just give me the real cutthroat shit. You feel me? I want give me the real deal because I feel like you can't you have to get to the root of the problem before and pull the roots out. What are y'all doing?
Dang, you're popular.
I know. You have to get to the root of the problem before you can actually get to the point. That just distracted me, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Once I got to the root, I felt like I didn't need it anymore.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I want to get to the root. Why do I feel like this? One of the things was what I did learn was we were talking about being so when I grew up, I didn't have to express myself, and I told him about a story with my mom. So my sister, she's actually a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Older sister, she's a therapist, and one day we're outside in the backyard talking to my mom, or whatever. My sister was like, "Hey, mom, well, why we're growing up, you never told us that you love us?" You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't an expressive family.
Yeah.
So, and my mom, she was like, look, that ass at my sister was like, well, I never got that from my mom. So it's like a trickle effect.
Totally.
And right then, that moment, light bulbs went into my head. Why the fuck? I don't know how to turn this off. I don't know how to turn this off.
Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah. I think there's if you just hit mute, I think, or even if in that corner you hit the time.
The time?
Yeah, the time up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's oh, never mind. Okay, you see those, this thing right here, those 3 buttons, or 2 buttons? Yeah, press that. I think that's the one. Oh yeah, you can hit do not disturb right there. That focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll shut them all up.
All right, do not disturb. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that more often. But anywho, but
so your sister had to ask your mom this question.
Yeah.
You know, why didn't you say you love us or anything? Your mom said, well, because I didn't get it growing up.
Yeah.
Boom, everything clicks.
Right, and a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. But as me growing up, I kind of had to realize certain things because she didn't get that. So how can I demand something from her? As a kid, I didn't get it, but as an adult, I get it. It's like, how can I demand something from her which she didn't get? So she didn't know how to express.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
she never learned it growing up.
Exactly. So then she had kids, and then she didn't know how to express. So now we're going through this whole effect now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, boom, light bulb moment. So that from that point, I was just like, you know what? It makes sense now to me.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
My sister's a therapist, so it's like I don't understand how. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I don't think that she don't want to self-analyze.
Mm-hmm.
Parents, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's hard to do it when it's somebody so close. Yeah,
right? Some black people don't. They don't want to go through therapy.
Yeah,
because it's they don't want to do the work because it's hard, bro. Because trauma and shit like that, going through things. So you have to bring up a lot of things in therapy.
Yeah. That
you necessarily might not want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's hard for people.
Mm-hmm.
So hard.
Yeah.
So and a lot of people are against therapy. For me, I was against therapy for a long time, but then I actually went and I was like, you know what, this is not that bad. But the crazy thing is, people talk to me and they be like, yo, you my therapist, bro. And I don't understand that. And it's so crazy to me because I'm like, I just learned from reading, bro. I learned from reading and understanding people, and that's how I handle that's why I'm self-taught when it comes to certain things because I just start to just understand things at my own level. I want to get to the root of the problem. Why do I feel like this? Cut the root and grow fresh branches. You know what I'm saying? That.
Yeah.
That's for me. That in a sense.
Yeah, no, I feel that too. I mean, I'm sure too. For some folks, they give therapy a shot and then it's kind of mid, but sometimes it could just be the therapist, somebody that you don't click with. You know, so for you want that person who has that style of just all right, let's dig, let's freaking get to it, right?
That's it, bro. I don't want to play around, bro.
Yeah.
I people be in therapy for 5-6 years. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? Bro, some trauma takes a little bit longer, but 5-6 years you're dealing with the same problem, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's no, what is the issue? What's the problem? Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, why do you feel like this?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's, like, during my therapy session, it was like, he just gave me a better way of thinking about the problem, the issue. Why do you think this? Why do you feel this?
Yeah.
And you ask me questions, and I have to, like, kind of express how I feel. He's like, okay, that right there, why do you feel like that? And that's what worked. And I was like, you know what, this is actually beneficial. And then I was like, you know what, I don't feel like I'm going to do the tools that you gave me. I'm going to use these tools, and I'm going to do a lot of the work for myself. So
totally.
I could talk to you in, like, a couple months, and I'm here now.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I like to just get to it, bro. Like, what's the issue? Figure it out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And get to it. I don't like to fuck around, bro.
That's good. Yeah.
I don't like to linger.
Yeah.
I like to just get to it. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right. You got ADD?
Probably. Probably.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, probably. I probably do that. I mean, I have such a hard time, like, focusing on one thing. But when I get the focus, I'm good.
Yeah.
But when there's so many things going around, I need to, like, hone in one thing, get to it. All right, bet. Next thing.
Yeah. Like a dog, like once you latch on, you know, you don't let go until it's all done. But until then, it's just like, oh, freaking like squirrel, ball, like
everything, bro. Like, and I like there's something I like wanted to work on too, is like just concentrating more on like just one thing.
Yeah.
One thing I do is meditate, and
it's good.
That helps me just to concentrate on just whatever is going on in the present moment. Like, because you have so many things like spiral, everything's going on. Then like one thing, let's focus on this thing, get it done, then you can move on to the next thing. It's so hard, bro. I probably do have it. I haven't been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I only say that. I mean, it sounds kind of out of pocket, like given what we were just talking about. But like, because I say that because, like, you know, for you have so many interests. You know, there's so many different things you like to deep dive into, and I feel kind of similarly about myself. Like, I have all these sort of like eclectic interests, different sort of stuff. You know, comedy, music, freaking calligraphy, card magic, whatever the heck, right? Like, it's. That for me, even though nobody's ever like diagnosed me with it, for me it's always just been like just these are all the things that like attract my attention. These are all the things that I'm interested in. So I'm just gonna like, you know, dip a foot in, like hang out there for a bit, like, you know.
I like to just try things and see what happens, bro. You don't have to necessarily be like you find things that you like doing. Like for me, like one of the things I like doing is comedy, right?
Totally.
The only thing that for me has been very consistent in like my life, very consistent. So that's something I was like, okay, I enjoy doing this. Boom. Now it's like, okay, what are other things that I enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Because like, for me, like I put comedy in the forefront, get burnt out. So it has to be like a happy medium. It has to be like some type of balance inside of like you doing this, like be on the road, like get stressed out. Like it's a lot, bro. Like comedians do so much shit that we don't even talk about, bro.
Totally.
But for me, I was like, okay, what are other things that I enjoy doing?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, because there's so much stuff that, you know, doesn't get your interest. So much stuff that, you know, your attention is just like, that thing sucks or whatever, you know. But then when you find the things that actually do get your interest, that do get your attention, you know, it makes that thing so much more special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how, like, for me right now, the yoga thing is like that's like my top tier thing right now. It's like above everything. It's like that's the thing where I'm like, you know what? I enjoy this. I like this. Now I find like it's like you find things you enjoy. Like, you know what? It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And you just stick with it. Like that's how I felt about comedy. I was like, you know what? I like this. I like this feeling. I'm stick with it.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, you go through your emotions of like, okay, now we find something else that I enjoy doing. And it took me a while to kind of figure it out. But once I figured out, I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. It's actually something I enjoy doing.
Sick. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I got a handful of rapid fire questions for you.
Rapid fire round.
Rapid fire. We're just gonna, you know, quick questions, but the answers don't necessarily have to be quick. Okay. How's that sound?
No, that's fine.
Right,
let's do it.
All right. So, if you could create a billboard, put it anywhere in the world, any message, any image, any location, what would it say and where would you put it?
It's cliche. I'm gonna say you're gonna be okay.
Nah, dude, I'm here for it. Put a QR code, put the logo on it too.
I promise you, bro. I promise you. Hey, I don't know where I would put it at, because I need to like somebody take that big ass phone and like scan it. I don't know where I put it at, bro. Where would I put this billboard at? I don't know where I'll put it at, but I will put the "You're gonna be okay"
You want that message out there
with the QR code on there. Definitely with the QR code on there. I don't know where I would put it at because there's just a couple of different places.
Yeah, same. Yeah, go for it.
A couple different places. I will put one in Oceanside. I will put one in my hometown, Edgewood, Maryland. I'll put one in. These are all states that I have some type of like Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, one there, Virginia, Richmond, one there. I think that would be it.
Yeah, just to kind of serve as a reminder to all the people like in your hometowns, like, hey, listen, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, bro. Like it's that simple thing is like just you get the feeling of you're gonna be okay. Get that feeling.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going through right now, you'll be alright. You're gonna get through it. So just that little message out there. Yeah. Hell yeah. That was cliche though, but I like it. I like it.
Now we're here for it, dude. Yeah. All right. What is your favorite purchase over the last 2 years? Maybe something that you really enjoyed, something that transformed your life, something that is just your favorite thing that costs less than $100.
Favorite thing I purchased over. Favorite purchase? That's a hard one. I actually looked at this last night and I was like, I don't know what I've purchased. Purchased a lot of things. Well, I'll say if it's under 100, take me to Ross. Take me to Ross, fam. I'll give like $100 shopping spree and I go to Ross and I'll ball out. I'll ball out in Ross for $100. Don't get me wrong. So honestly, for me, it's always like I enjoy like hoodies. Yeah, I'm a hoodie person. Hoodie, give me a good hoodie under $100.
Yeah.
Or a good book.
Yeah.
It's always like I can just find something. Like if it's a hoodie, definitely. Favorite purchase, it's always a hoodie. Yeah. Gotcha. Favorite thing to wear.
Yeah. You have anything in your house or your apartment that like, you bought it in the last year and you're like, wow, this thing was like relatively cheap or maybe it didn't cost that much, but damn, I love this thing. Like for me, I got this rice dispenser in my house. I know I'm freaking Asian. What are you gonna do about
dispenser?
It? Dog, like you push the button down and it perfectly measures 1 cup of rice for your rice cooker.
That's so funny.
Dude, it is my favorite thing. But also it like stores the rice too, Like I can't be having like loose bags in my cupboard or nothing like
me with loose bags. I did buy a blender.
You bought a blender, yeah.
I bought a blender. It was $89.
Very nice.
So
yeah.
I used it twice.
Wow, you really love that thing, don't you?
I use it twice because I don't know. Whenever I feel like I want to blend something, I buy blended. I've used it a handful of times. I haven't used it that much, but it comes in handy though.
Yeah, make a
and
good
also,
juice.
I bought this thing. It cuts vegetables.
Okay.
I bought it at Ross.
Yeah.
But you just and I don't really know what to call it, but it's just a thing. It chops the stuff for you, so you don't have to chop.
Yeah.
Because like when you're cooking it, prepping is like the most time, you know what I'm saying? Prepping everything. So it's like it just chops. You put it in there, chop. Put it in there, chop. It's like one of those infomercial things, but I just bought it at Ross. It's pretty cool.
Oh, dude, I've seen those infomercials, bro. I've always wanted one.
What happened to that one dude with the little chop shit? Why can't we find that?
Oh, the slap chop?
Yeah, why can't we find...
Because he got arrested, bro. Like,
did he get arrested?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? No. Yeah, dude, because he did the ShamWow too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he freaking shampooed a prostitute or something like that.
Oh, my God.
Dude, legit, like, yeah, he got busted, dude.
That is wow. That dude can sell the fuck out some shit. He can sell like... Get him free, the ShamWow dude, so he can come and do some commercials again. Honestly. ShamWow.
Dude, he was a weird looking fool too.
If I can find the little chops, what's it called?
Slap chop.
If I can find that, bro, send me that, bro. I want that because that was perfect. I used to watch that and I'm like, bro, like, come on, I need to make cooking so much easier, bro. But I think that blender and then the little thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I bought a MacBook, but it's more than 100.
Yeah.
But I bought a MacBook.
Yeah.
It's one of my good purchases over the last year.
Yeah.
I bought wireless lapel mics.
Nice.
So I mean, I bought a few things that I kind of like use here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because like some stuff was like, oh, this is expensive. Let me put some money out. But definitely MacBook. Definitely the mic. Well, I bought some other shit. I was buying shit sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So, what are you watching right now? Netflix, Hulu, Quibi, whatever.
I just watched Leave the World Behind.
What's
on
that?
Netflix.
Yeah.
It's this new movie that came out on Netflix. It's created by the dude Sam Esmail.
Who's that?
He created the show Mr. Robot and Homecoming.
Okay.
So he created both of those shows. So I'm a big fan of his directing style.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Mr. Robot. Huge fan of Mr. Robot. And then he created the show Homecoming, which is on Amazon Prime. I watched that, big fan of that show, and then I wasn't even gonna watch it, but then I seen that he directed it, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it. And it's like, it's hit or like some people say they don't like it, some people say it was good, and it's one of those movies that you have to pay attention because every scene means something. It doesn't. You can't be on your phone because you use your phone for a couple minutes, you're gonna miss something that's important to the next scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but definitely a good movie that I've watched here recently. That was. I'm also watching. I've been on this like before I go to sleep. I watch a lot of sitcoms. So like, I got Hulu and I've just been watching like a lot of the old '90s sitcoms or like modern 2000 sitcoms. My Wife and Kids, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. And Living Single, All of Us, Two Broke Girls. So I just like back and forth all these sitcoms that I've been watching.
Gotcha.
What else have I been watching? I think that's pretty much what I've been watching. Just a lot of sitcoms and then the Netflix movies here and there.
Yeah.
So when I can watch some TV, I do. You know, sitcoms is always my go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just watched that Kevin Hart and Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, I just saw that too.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's really dope. So it was like kind of getting the backstory behind everything, how everything was created was really good. So I was like, you know what? Some inspiration right there, you know?
Yeah.
Good inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, these are two legends in the game, just kind of seeing, their path forward and everything like that.
I seen Chris Rock live.
Yeah.
When he came with Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock in San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I seen that one and it was like, dude, like, hella. It was like kind of seeing like, dude, like, he is so polished.
Yeah.
So polished, the way he delivers every joke. Everything, like, because like we're stand-up comedians, we watch other comedians like, how did they do that? Yeah. And I just wanted to watch and see what he was doing to kind of get a feel like, okay, this is how you do this is how you deliver. Because like in an arena, it's very different than format where we perform at.
Yeah.
But an arena is so different, bro, because like it's so many, like it's thousands of people, bro.
Yeah.
Thousands, bro. So imagine you perform for thousands of people, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then it's like the whole structure is around.
Yeah.
So like, you know how most comedy clubs now, where it's just like one stage.
Everybody's pointed at you.
Everybody's pointing at you. No, it's like thousands of people watching you. But I mean, they had a TVs and stuff like that, so it made sense. But the surprising for that show was Rick Ingram.
Rick Ingram.
Dude.
I recognize that name. Who's he again?
He's a stand-up comedian, dude. He's a beast, dude.
Yeah.
He's a beast, bro. I seen him at the Comedy Store.
Yeah. So
I've seen Rick Ingram 3 times. But, like, how do you do crowd work in a stadium, bro?
Dude,
in a stadium, bro. Like, that's an insane ability, bro.
Yeah.
How do you, he did crowd work in a stadium, bro? You know how insane that is, bro? So, bro, like, I was just mind-boggled, bro. I was just like, this man is murdering in a stadium, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it blew my mind. Because when I watched him at the Comedy Store, bro, he was, like, doing this thing. He was, like, doing crowd work. I was like, oh, this dude's a beast, bro. Like, beast. And I was like, oh, shit. And I seen him. I got hyped because, like, he's one of those comedians that I discovered. Like, he's been doing comedy for a long time. But, like, he got to open for Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, dude. That's how you know you have to be, like, some type of, like...
Somebody.
Like, you got to open for Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the fuck he is. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
But this dude, like newer comedians that I find that I enjoy, he's one of those new comedians that like, dude, he needs to be upcoming. He needs a special or something, dude. He needs to have a special, bro.
Yeah.
One of those. He's by far my favorite.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm gonna look him up when I get home, dude. I remember I saw Joe Coy. This is like probably 5 years ago, and he did the arena back home in Hawaii, dude. And he was doing crowd work in the arena, and at that time I didn't recognize it, you know, because I wasn't a comic at that time. But like, bro, he was doing callbacks to the freaking crowd work. Like, how in the hell you doing that in a freaking arena? And he did like an hour 45, murdering the whole time. He was doing new jokes at the end. He was like, hey, I'm just gonna try some stuff out. Freaking killing. He did like a karaoke session like in the middle there with some like it was before he toured with Boys to Men. This is before he did that bit. But he had like a playlist and he had the whole crowd singing and dancing along with him, dude. Everybody with their cell phone flashlights. It was
that's insane,
dude,
bro.
Arena shows are just like, dude,
different.
I can't even, like, I mean, literally next level, but just the type of performer you gotta be,
you have to
work that.
Or an arena. Like, dude, it's so crazy. Like, I just was, like, in awe of, like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy moment. But he's by far, like, stand-up in an arena, like, crowd work in an arena is, like, top-tier crowd work. Top-tier level crowd work. I want to get to that point where I can, like, just do crowd work whenever.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Advice to my 20-year-old self.
Or maybe you 10 years ago.
Me 10 years ago. Well, I'll be 21. Do I just travel back in time to my 20-year-old self, or I'm living like I'm 20?
No, like if you could go back and you could have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, 21-year-old self.
I would say start stand up now. Yeah. I would say start stand up now, because you already like at that point at 21, I already knew I wanted to do stand up.
Yeah.
I already knew, but I didn't know how to do it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I would have because I remember in high school I used to Google in high school how to become a stand up comedian. Like, I was already doing classwork, and, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, how to become a stand-up comedian, you know, looking up Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, shit like that. And but I'll say start stand-up as soon as possible. Like, go to open mic. Yeah, that's if you want to start stand-up comedy, go to open mic. Ain't no class, just go to open mic. That's how you're going to learn. And I would give my 21-year-old self that advice. Mm-hmm. Start it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because how old were you when you started?
24.
Yeah. Dude, you'd be 10 years along, dude, if you're yeah, man, sick. I like that.
Yeah, so I would say start it now, because at that point, like, I kind of already like knew in a sense that that's the path that I wanted to go on.
Yeah,
but I just didn't know exactly how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have any guidance in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm again, I don't. For somebody to guide me, I feel like you have to be where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that, because if I don't feel that from you, then I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But I have to feel like, okay, this person is like, if I had a person who's doing comedy for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? I would listen to him like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. You know, I didn't have that guidance. So I was like, that's what I would, now I think about it,
And you got to find those mentors who are at the place where you want to be
exactly
in 5 years and 10 years, whatever.
But comedy's changed so much in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, even in the last 5 years, comedy's changed so much.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's like different forms of comedy. Now it's like, it's so many different ways to do comedy now. So, I would just say start, and see what gets you going. 21-year-old self, that's what I'm telling my 21-year-old self. Because I knew, bro. I knew innately that's just the way to go. You know.
No. Sick. All right, dude. Well,
any more questions?
Dude, I think we're all good, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Well, Tone, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. And, you can find Tone at Tone D Mack on his Instagram. Anything you want to plug?
I want to plug my podcast. You're gonna be okay. Follow that on Apple, Spotify, podcast, wherever you can find podcasts at. I want to plug, if I'm actually going to be doing. Here's something I want to do come the next year. I want to become a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Yoga and breath instructor. Cause there's a funny thing. I did a yoga comedy show.
Oh.
So I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, owns a yoga studio out in Vegas, and she was like, "Oh, Tony, you do comedy. I want you to come out here and do comedy out here." And like, "But you do yoga."
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Yeah." It's like, "I want you to do it." Like, so I was like, "All right, bet. So what are you gonna call it?" So I have a whole thing that I call it. It's called Comedy Cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy cheap.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to incorporate that, but I have to get certified, to fucking actually do it the way that I want to do it. So that'd be like something I want to do within the next year. So it'd be something fun to do.
Yeah.
So more comedy yoga. I want to do a whole thing, like a whole workshop, because also I'm into healing. I'm into help people. So laughter is something that is good for the soul.
It's medicine. Yeah.
Laughter is medicine, and yoga brings you back to your body. Breathing also brings you back to your body. So how do I incorporate all the things that I enjoy doing into everyday life? So something that I want to get, and then I want to tour. I want to fucking one day get to the point of having an arena.
Yeah,
being in an arena, even a theater. So I want to do more comedy and acting too. So you see me on the big screen, be on TV soon, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna be on TV in May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So be on TV in May. So if you wanna keep a lookout for that, it'll be cool. I have a bunch of shit that I'm doing. I just don't know. I just be doing shit. I'll be forgetting. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. Come out, So I have to put things in the calendar so people would come out. I think that's pretty much it.
Sick.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I love to see it. Yeah. Well, thank you again, everybody, for listening. And, my name is Micheal Colon. If you like me, you can follow me on Instagram at Micheal Colon Official. That's at Micheal Colon Official.
Official.
Yeah, and if you like me as a guest, let this guy know. Yeah.
Shout out to, we'll talk to the String Theory podcast.
String Theory podcast. Y'all still next door?
Nope.
Doesn't sound like it. Nope, they bounced. Shout out to them for throwing us a little love letter. Bro, it feels like middle school, dude. I kind of love it, dude.
Come on, bro. You could have just said, "Yo, y'all doing a podcast?" That's all you had to say, bro. It's so weird.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Yeah.
Follow. Always remember, you're gonna be okay. I don't think I have any other good messages for you guys, but have fun. Have a good night.
You're gonna be okay.
Or a good day. Whatever time you listen to it, in your car, whatever. Just have a good day. Boom.